And I don't think he really knows. I mean, there's a few places that they think the Browns, maybe the Jets, maybe, and so, but we're not really sure yet. The Jets could be a good pick, and also the Browns, but the Browns are probably looking for a quarterback in the draft, like either Bridgewater or Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel.
Well, right there you go. Is that what you think, Kevin? Do you think
I feel Johnny Manziel's going to the Browns. That's where I think he's going.
Where do you think Michael Vick should go?
I did an interview. I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull the video up. I got a lot of people. I got 2 people saying he's going to the Jets, and I feel he's either going to the Jets.
I have to disagree. I think Manziel's going to the Texans.
Why would he go to the Texans?
Because I think they want him more than anyone, and he's a Texas boy.
But do you think that Michael Vick now would be a good fit in the Jets system? I didn't say that very well. I think
it doesn't matter. He just needs a fresh start. Who knows? We thought he would. Didn't everyone think he'd be good at the Eagles? Like, really did not. Everyone's like, oh, it's this high-powered offense. He's really fast.
Yeah.
He's fast. He'll be able to produce here.
I think he needs an offense that will be able to kind of like morph with his playing style of
that's what the
Eagles
were.
Exactly.
Half running back.
Yeah.
You know,
and the Jets also did just bring in Eric Decker, who is a really strong receiver, and the Jets have never really had a good receiving core. And so I think that Michael Vick could potentially do a little bit of well there because they need some excitement too. The Jets haven't been in the playoffs for a while.
You need excitement on a team. And he's a great runner. And if you have a receiver like Decker where you don't have to always rely on your speed and your running ability, if you can rely on Decker, you know he's going to make the play. I think it's a good fit for him at the Jets.
I think it all depends if they can adjust to his style of play, which, I mean, I don't know. After watching the Jets this season, I don't know if they will be able to do that, but I think them bringing Decker in,
True.
I think
they're headed in the
help.
right direction.
I think if they can morph to that, then I think they'll be very successful with him there.
Then again, what about the attitude of Michael Vick? Is he the attitude you want on your team? You got a great receiver like Decker, who just came from possibly the greatest quarterback of all time, who's always looking forward to Michael Vick. How are you going to perform after that? I don't know how you guys feel about that.
And personally, I think Michael Vick doesn't really have a place with any team right now. I don't know if he needs to just be done. But hopefully he can kind of reestablish himself. But moving on from Michael Vick, one of the biggest moves in the free agency this offseason is probably DeMarcus Ware moving from the Cowboys to the Broncos. And I thought this was really surprising because DeMarcus Ware is by far the best defensive player on the Cowboys, and they just cut him. They're kind of like, we're going to move on. They didn't want to pay him a huge salary like he thought he deserved. And now DeMarcus Ware is going to the talented Denver Broncos, who already have a really good run defense, and now improve their pass defense a lot because DeMarcus Ware's pass rushing is some of the best in the league. But he has been hurt for the past few years, and so maybe that's a stretch for Denver. But is this a good move or a bad move for the Cowboys, do you think?
For Cowboys,
just cut him?
Horrible move.
I think you're an idiot.
Idiot.
I mean, you have injuries, but hey, you get over injuries most of the time. And then honestly, maybe for him getting over the injury is moving to a new team, like maybe a new start. And for the Broncos, I think that's awesome because I think they're gonna be with Peyton Manning coming back. All they're really losing is Decker. Yeah. They're just adding to their defense, which really kind of struggled. But the Broncos did let go their left guard, I think it was, or maybe it was the right guard. Peyton's blindside guard. So I think the Broncos, they'll be in good shape, but Cowboys, they're still heading down.
I think that was just so idiotic of them to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because he's probably their best defensive end, and he tears it up on the field. He has for the last 8 years he's been with them. Mm-hmm. He tears it up on the field, and now you're taking a man that's been that good with the Cowboys for that long, and the Cowboys are an okay team. They've had their years, but even in their down years, he still has been able to kind of pick it up and still perform really well. And now you're taking that player and putting on a more explosive team. I mean, they're not as good on defense. I mean, when you compare them to Seattle, you can't really compare there. But I mean, they already have that amazing offense, and now to start loading up and stacking that defense like that with a player as good as Ware, I think that's just.
And they also brought in Aqib Talib too.
Yeah.
The Broncos did. So
I mean, that was just
loading after that.
Well, no, from a Cowboys standpoint, maybe you're thinking this guy. He's been hurt for 4 years, isn't it?
He's been in and out of injuries.
And so, like, maybe from a Cowboys standpoint, you're looking at, like, hey, it's time to rebuild. It's okay if we have maybe a horrible year. If we can rebuild, save some money, we can really get some defensive players.
Personally, I think this is a good move for the Cowboys because they've been stuck at 8-8 for the past who knows how long.
Exactly, and maybe they'll drop to a horrible season if that'll help them rebuild. I guess I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, tanking has some good repercussions. So, but I just think that they needed a change, and DeMarcus Ware was eating up so much of their salary cap, and now they can try to change something because you don't just want to be sitting at 8-8. That's never a good standpoint in sports.
And then along with Ware, they are also sending Jason Hatcher, just signed with the Redskins. Yeah. So Dallas really seems to be kind of cleaning out house is what it seems like to me.
Which is good. I mean,
after you can only stay still for so long until you say, hey, we're not improving, we're not getting worse. But if you're not getting better, you are getting worse. So you say, hey, let's let some guys go. Let's have a rebuild.
Well, I mean, I don't know, though. Like, getting rid of your 2 superstar linemen like that, I don't know if that was the route I would take rather than maybe Romo or...
Yeah. I mean, really, on the offense.
Anyone on that offense could be able to go.
Exactly.
I mean, the Dallas defense, believe it or not, can be decent at times, but it's really because of superstars like Ware and Hatcher and those guys. They really kind of make it up for how horrible their offense can be.
Yeah, it's just really inconsistent.
So I think if they should have gotten anyone to go, it should have been someone on the offense rather than 2 of their superstar players on defense. If I had to pick. So.
Last one, probably the biggest move, the biggest name is Darrelle Revis, who 2 years ago was by far the best cornerback in the NFL before Richard Sherman. But Darrelle Revis decided to take his talents to New England. And I think that's by far the best move of this offseason because Darrelle Revis, while he didn't do anything with the Bucs and he wasn't that effective with the Jets after his ACL tear, he is still a really solid cornerback. And the Patriots have to start looking at how their window is closing with Tom Brady, and this significantly upgrades their defense after losing Aqib Talib because that's going to be a huge loss, I think. So what do you guys think about that signing?
I think it's really, really good for the Patriots. They have a pretty decent defense, one of the better, I think. But now this will really, really help their zone, which I think they needed was a little bit better zone defense when it comes to their style of play. So I think now, I mean Revis Island, like that, he is probably the best when it comes to zone defense.
Yeah.
In the aspect of the game there. I mean, I personally feel like...
You got to remember, this is the same Patriots defense that didn't touch Peyton Manning. That did not touch Peyton Manning in the second last game of the year.
I mean, but that's why this is good. I think they really needed something like this. I mean, it kind of relates for me to, like, they almost relate to the Cowboys right now. They've had the same team. They always make it this close. They always make it
been in
so
that
close.
AFC Championship game 3 straight years.
Yeah, they always make it so close, and I feel like their coaching staff is a little bit quicker than the Cowboys, and they're probably thinking, hey, let's start cleaning house as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them cut some players, put them as free agents, and then maybe pick up a couple more defenders. But I think this putting Revis Island on the Patriots, I think it's a good way to go.
I think Bill Belichick always knows how to make the most out of his players, and that's what makes a great coach. Yeah. That's about all we have for NFL, though. We have obviously look forward to some more free agent discussions.
Whoa! I gotta say one thing.
All right.
What is with these receivers leaving? We got Decker leaving, and then we got Golden Tate leaving
for the
Seahawks. Why? You gotta remember, this is that might be a big impact because he's always that.
Lions tight end is leaving too.
Exactly. If all else fails, they could hit Golden Tate. He was that consistent receiver. Granted, he didn't get very many receptions, but still, I'm just mad that he left.
They did clear up a lot of space, though, and they can bring somebody else in.
I hope they do, but that experience, I thought you could always rely on him.
That's going to be a really good move for the Lions, though, because Calvin Johnson now has somebody else to play beside, and so Stafford doesn't have to just throw it up to Megatron every single time.
Which is wildly successful.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's like a bad thing in any way.
That's all I wanted to say about receivers.
No, that actually works out pretty well, but...
All right.
Big change in the league this year is what I'm noticing. Lots of players.
Well, we're going to switch gears here then, and we're going to take it to NBA.
NBA.
Now that the NFL's wrapped up and NCAA football's wrapped up, NBA is about to hit the playoffs. And there's been a few guys that have kind of jumped out from the pack. Obviously, we've talked about Durant and LeBron plenty. But I also think that now with the Bulls, how they've been playing lately, the Bulls have been a surprise to me again this year. They're kind of like the Spurs, that they're always consistent.
Well, before we dive into this, let's take it to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to keep talking about it.
We were talking about Joakim Noah and the Bulls, but Joakim Noah lately has had 3 triple-doubles this past month, almost had another triple-double again last night against the Rockets as the Bulls took down the Rockets in convincing fashion, and he's been averaging 14, 10, and 8 in March. Joakim Noah should most likely be the Defensive Player of the Year.
I would agree.
And
he's jumped out. They're now saying that he's third on the MVP ladder now.
Yes.
Right behind Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
And do you agree with that?
I do. I think because once Derrick Rose went out, obviously everyone had the Bulls kind of failing.
And they trade Luol Deng.
And then after that, quite a bit after that, they lose Luol Deng. So those were arguably their 2 best guys on the team. They're both gone. Everyone thought it was going to shift to Joakim Noah. He's their next best player, but he's got so much dedication and heart and soul, and they've been taking down elite team Rockets.
The Heat was a huge win. Joakim Noah played out of his mind in that game.
He was not going to lose that game.
No.
And then also the Rockets, who have been doing amazing,
doing really well lately,
go down to the Bulls as well.
Lately.
With when he's playing like he's been playing.
And it's amazing because his stats don't jump out. His stats often don't jump out on the sheet, and yet so much of what he brings are his intangibles, and we always make fun of intangibles often because he's not scoring 30 points a game. He's not doing any of those things.
But he's doing just enough of everything.
But he is ultimately the reason the Bulls win week in and week out.
Are these stats not just from March though that you're saying?
These are just from March. This is how Joakim Noah's been playing.
Everyone can go on a streak. I don't think he should be
MVP. You don't think he should be in the MVP discussion either?
I don't even think he should be in the discussion. We got Russell Westbrook, 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists.
You think Russell Westbrook should be in the MVP discussion?
I'm just saying he's considered to be in the MVP, but his stats, this is just March. You got to remember, you got to play as a season. You got to play all.
Of course,
you got to always play, and then we got a consistent guy like Russell Westbrook. Yeah, you can always step up in the spotlight for a game, but
Joakim Noah has been averaging 13 and 11 all year. So this is
compared to 21 though.
Okay, but Russell Westbrook's also been hurt for a lot of the year long, and so Kevin Durant's had to kind of step. If there's anybody on the Thunder that deserves the MVP, it's Durant.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just looking at the entire.
Of course.
So you would even say Russell Westbrook is above.
Yeah, I'm looking at just all the people in the consideration.
I don't know, dude. For me, it'd be all Durant because Durant I feel is more of an all-around player.
I'm just saying, this is one of the lower guys for the MVP. And you're saying this guy should.
Well, what they do is they when you look at the MVP ladder, they update it. So it's say LeBron goes off and scores 100, he's automatically at the top, and he could have scored 0 the whole year. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, a little bit of it is based off of how they've done throughout the season.
Yes.
But they update it. When you get to the end, will Joakim Noah be at third? Probably not. If he keeps his play up, he should be. But and if he keeps his team winning, but they do keep it current. They don't always look at it broadly until the end until they give the award, obviously.
And the thing about Noah that's impressed me is that he is the sole reason that the Bulls are where they're 4th in the East. They have one of the most embarrassing rosters in the NBA, and yet Joakim Noah has put the team on his back, and clapped his way to every single
Exactly,
win.
and that's
So-
what
I had
MVP
to
means.
jump into this conversation
Okay.
because it's just been awful so far. Because, I mean, if he's going to be considered, he should only be considered for like third place because
that's probably where he's going to end up.
I mean, there's no argument for Noah in having an MVP over Durant or
No.
LeBron with
Of
the
course
years that
not.
they're
Of course
having.
not.
So, I mean, you can put him in the consideration for third place, but that's about it.
Well, and that's what it basically has
That's-
been the
yeah.
last few years. Is Durant and LeBron are so much ahead of the race that it's like who's the best player after that? Which we can also talk about because there's guys like Kevin Love
Yeah.
and Blake Griffin. And
Yeah,
we also
Blake
have to talk
Griffin.
about is Joakim Noah even the best center in the league right now with how Howard's been playing
Howard.
on the Rockets. So
I would say he's better than Howard right now, just because
Really?
Howard has a better team around him,
Exactly.
so he doesn't
Yeah.
have that pressure. Where Noah's kind of, without Rosen there, he's kind of the guy.
and yeah, I mean and you look at all first team NBA. Does Joakim make it over Dwight? I'd have to say that Noah has to with the way he's been playing. He may not be the best center in the NBA overall when you look at stats wise, but I think that Joakim Noah is the reason why the Bulls are still
and you
and that they can take down the Heat.
elite teams,
Yes.
teams that are vying for a championship. But I mean, you look at their team, and it, like we've been saying, it is only him. And you look at LeBron and KD, who are obviously switch off between 1 and 2. I mean, yes, Westbrook has been out most of the year, but Kevin Durant still has Westbrook. He's got Ibaka. I mean,
Yes.
he's got good players. And
LeBron
LeBron's
has
got
Wade
Chris
and
Bosh,
Bosh.
Dwayne Wade. We all know that. But you look at Joakim Noah. He's got like Jimmy Butler. I mean,
Jimmy Butler's a good player, but he's not.
but he's
not
not Dwayne Wade or
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook.
And then he's working with guys like Dunleavy and
Yeah.
and Boozer and Taj Gibson still, and so this Bulls team is just remarkable.
It's been
So, he's
this
even got
Joakim
Jimmer on
Noah
his team.
has been
They've
remarkable.
even got Jimmer on their team. Let's switch gears because we just need to give credit to Joakim Noah for how he's been playing lately. The Knicks finally did get Phil Jackson, and so this has brought in a lot of speculation over whether Melo wants to stay in free agency or not. Because Melo's been saying, well, he wants to go to the Rockets, he wants to go to the Bulls, he wants to go to the Lakers.
Well, I mean, the Rockets seem to be the ones pursuing him a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah, lately.
I mean, they even come out and said that they're
Today.
trying to go get him. So, I mean, for me, I think he should definitely go there. Between him
Really?
and Howard, I think that'd be.
With Harden and
Harden,
Howard,
I
do you
mean,
think
Man.
do you think that
And Parsons.
that I don't know how they could even afford that though. I mean, they trade
that's what I was-
Lynn, I'm assuming.
Well, the Knicks can't afford him either.
No.
Technically.
Mhm. No.
With him on the team, they're still over the luxury tax.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Phil Jackson being there should have any effect on that.
I don't either. I mean, Phil Jackson is arguably the best coach of all time.
Yeah.
But what
He's got a
is he going
different
to
job,
do? Who's he going to bring in that's going to convince Melo to stay? Is it Marc Gasol in the offseason? Is it somebody?
Do
I don't.
you think he's gonna have to bring someone in with Melo to make him like want to stay?
I think that's the only reason. That's
Just
the
stay
only
at
way.
the-
I think
To stay in
the
New
question
York.
is
York.
does Melo? I think we'll see his like true colors. Is he in it for a ring or is he in it for the money?
Exactly.
Because
How about
there's a
money?
lot of places that could offer him a better chance at a championship, but they wouldn't be able to pay him the same amount of money. Rockets for chance, but where he already has kind of that contract with the Knicks, he would get more money there, but I don't think he'll have any chance for a ring if he stays in New York.
And it's gonna he's been at New York and he's done nothing
Yeah.
with
I
New
would
York.
like to see him go.
So they definitely have to bring someone in. Phil Jackson, he's in the front office. He's not down there,
On the court.
on the floor.
He's not
Yes,
like-
he could go to him for advice and stuff, which if he stays, he should definitely take advantage of. But you see, like, his draft class, amazing draft class. LeBron 2 rings, Dwayne Wade 3 rings, Chris Bosh 2 rings. I think he wants to get in on that because he's missing.
Well, and
from that.
he's the only one out of all those players that's made the playoffs every single year.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, he's always been surrounded by average mediocre talent.
Exactly.
And so Joakim Noah has also been really big about Melo coming to Chicago and playing there with Derrick Rose and Noah. So
With
that could
Derrick
be
Rose,
another good
yeah.
destination. So
I think it'd be cool to see him go to the Rockets though, because I mean, it's just one more thing they have to their advantage. I mean, like we all know Melo loves that 3-point line.
I don't
more
think
than
that,
ever.
I don't
Yeah,
think that
and
he'd
then
end
we
up
have
in
a
I don't
Harden.
think he'd be a good fit there. Is the
I
only
don't,
thing.
I don't think he'd match
With
up.
Harden.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know why the Rockets are so interested in Melo, because
I would rather have
perfectly
Harden
fine right now.
than Melo, because Harden's proved that he can take that number one and he can work with other players a lot better. Where Melo, he never seems to have anybody where it's like, oh, he matches up really well.
He really struggled. He really struggled with the chemistry with Stoudemire. He and Stoudemire have never really been a good fit. I do think Melo still is one of the top 5 elite players in the league, and his defense has drastically improved lately. But I think Melo needs the change of scenery, and so.
I think definitely if he went to the Bulls, he'd do a lot better.
Yeah, and he'd fit in with that defensive system. That's about what we're going to have for NBA today. We're going to take it to a quick commercial and then bring it right back to some March Madness. Woo!
Fought dogs?
He didn't fight dogs. He made dogs fight each other.
That's what I meant.
Okay. So, and he's been struggling ever since he got out of prison, but he was at the Eagles, right?
What's the Eagles?
Okay, we're here with my 3 best friends, and I want to ask them, where do you guys think Michael Vick's going to go to now?
I don't know.
Where do you think he should go to now?
You should ask one of them.
I think he should go to Hawaii.
Hawaii is a great place. And you?
I have no clue.
Should he go to the Dolphins?
Sure.
Ooh, and should he go to the Bruins?
Yes.
He should go to the Jayhawks?
Why not?
Cool.
Oh.
Sorry. So, Emma, where do you think Michael Vick, what team should he go to?
I don't even know who Michael Vick is.
You heard me just explain it, so.
Okay. Wait, does he play baseball or football?
Definitely plays football.
Who's the football team? 49ers.
49ers. Sounds great. They're in need of one. They're definitely in need of one. So, Landon, where do you think Michael Vick should go?
Back to Brazil.
You mean Brazil?
Brazil.
Stanley, where do you think Michael Vick should go?
I believe he should go to Oakland.
He'd fit in there.
He'd fit in.
Personality-wise.
Personality-wise.
So, Tim, where do you think Michael Vick, where do you think he should transfer to?
Man, he's doing good in the NFL, but I really think he should go back to college, BYU.
Vending machine, where do you think Michael Vick should go? I don't think you pressed the number. Where should he go? Mm-hmm. Oof. All right. He's filling the Browns. We're going to get her answer, even if we have to die for it. Oh, she's gone. Oh, dang it, we missed it. Hey. Where do you think Michael Vick, what team should he go to?
Michael Vick?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably back to the Falcons.
Falcons. Okay, Coach Long. So Michael Vick's been struggling at the Eagles. Where do you think he should go to now?
I think he should go to the New York Jets. They need a guy like that.
That's our second answer. You really think he can excel there?
He can't be any worse than what they have, that's for sure.
Very good answer. And my closing opinion, I believe he should either go to the Jets, but I like the Buccaneers. That's where he should go. We got the question, and we got the answer. Kevin's Corner.
He makes it look so easy. March Madness, it's here. It's here finally. So this Sunday, they're finally going to make the bracket official on Selection Sunday. And we're here to discuss who we think is actually going to win it all this year. There's been so much speculation about where teams should be placed recently with all the losses. Villanova loses to Seton Hall somehow yesterday. And they were originally a 1 seed, but now we have no idea where they should be put. It looks like recently that teams don't even want that 1 seed because they've just decided to lose all their games in the conference tournament. So, personally, I'm going to go out there and say this isn't very big of a leap here, but I think that the Florida Gators are by far the best team in the country this season. I think they'll win it easily. So
The Florida Gators.
Oh.
I think it easily.
All right. I wouldn't say easily because bracket is never easy.
No.
I'm going with Duke.
I think they're the best team.
I think Duke is the best team. Duke's had some bad losses in the past couple weeks.
Really bad losses. And some really inconsistent play.
Wake Forest.
Yeah, Wake Forest.
So
when did UVU be allowed to be in rec?
When they started throwing punches.
Yeah.
Is that really, is that, am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
That's Utah Valley.
When their fans started punching
Yes, the
people.
Wolverines.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And Weber State. We might have.
I don't know. I've never seen them in there, dude. Oh. Woo!
They should put Lone Pink in this
Wait.
tournament.
So you're saying Weber State made it instead of Utah?
Yes, Weber State will make it.
Question though, real quick.
Yes, Connor. Yes.
Why is OSU always against Oregon on the first one?
That's true. That's a good point. Well,
really
if Oklahoma State would win a game every once in a while in the regular season and live up to their talent.
I'm sorry, Smart is a selfish player. I don't control him.
I'm sorry that
Felicia home.
I'm sorry for whoever plays Oklahoma State in the first round because Oklahoma State's going to make it to the Sweet 16 easily. I think it's crap they have to play against Oregon. They'll beat Oregon. They'll thrash Oregon if they play Oregon.
That's what we thought last year, but who did it? It was like St. Louis who they lost to or something.
Yeah, but now Oklahoma State is the underdog, and Smart knows how to play that role.
Smart knows how to come out on top. He's a good leader. My pick varies between Kansas and Wichita State. So I'm gonna have
It can't vary. You have to have a concrete answer.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
What?
I've heard they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Not good enough to.
All right. No, on the real though, I'm gonna go with Kansas. I think Kansas might be able to pull it out. Oh, it'll probably change in about a week, but as of right now, it's Kansas.
Well, I'm gonna go. If you can go Duke or Kansas, I gotta go Duke with Mitch, who's now gone. Cause
I want one question from the professionals, real quick. So, how does Utah go from tying and almost beating Arizona twice, or they're going into overtime,
Here we go.
and then getting killed? What happens there? Like, how do you lose that bad?
They suck.
Their Utah basketball has been really inconsistent this year, and
But
they
were
had
beating them.
They had the 347th ranked strength of schedule out of 350 college basketball teams.
They still, this Arizona team that is at the top of our brackets right here, they were beating them at one point, and then they took them to overtime. And then
Arizona's just the better team, and Arizona's defense looked really good yesterday, and Utah only scored 13 points at the half.
There's some other than being whooped. There's some other than.
Are you saying there's a conspiracy?
No, I'm saying maybe.
What do you test?
Utah
what are you saying?
Is there something up with Utah, or were they just sick of playing? They play a hard game, or what?
They just don't. Yeah, they just stink. I don't know. Teams have bad games.
It's called sports.
Utah had a really bad shooting
13 points.
They missed their first 11 shots.
I think I changed my mind. I think I want Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh.
What makes you want Wisconsin?
They're not going to be Utah Valley.
That's why I want Wisconsin, because I know they're going to beat Utah Valley. Or Southern. Oh, gosh.
Okay, you say Duke. Why do you say Duke?
Well, just from a fan standpoint, everyone picks a team for different reasons. I just like Jabari Parker. I like where he comes from. I like where he's going. I think, he's going to excel. And I'd like to see him because, he's going to be a one and done, And the thing is, if he can get one on this level and then take it with him to the NBA, I just think it would make his legacy. I just like him. So I kind of want to see him do well.
Okay.
And I think he's got the talent to do it, and he's got the coach to do it, and I think he's got the team to do it.
I think Duke has a lot of problems inside. They don't have any consistency. They don't have a big man that they can go to. The thing about the NCAA tournament is the key to winning the tournament is good guard play, and the best guard play that we have is Wichita State and Fred Van Vliet, who he's probably the most underrated point guard in the league. So
it's all about Oklahoma State.
Oh,
Number one.
Devin.
That's
Utah
just going to be.
Valley.
I changed my mind last time.
Get a shot at Devin.
Oh, I made it!
Good Devin.
Two in a row?
That was a pretty good shot. That one was close.
I cannot believe I just made that.
That's such a big shot.
I was like, I was like, Kevin, did you make that? Oh,
I made it.
Put the camera.
It's night.